Okay, we are wrapping up this set of tutorials, but we do have some cleaning up to do. So we successfully created our inventory system here in terms of being able to move items back and forth. We can move, right? We can delete items if need be. We can go one way or we could do a swap, right? We have multiple pages, which if we want to, we could just add a new page to add even more items, right? We can do that. But there are a couple of things that we haven't addressed yet that just need to be cleaned up for us to move on to the next set of tutorials where I think I want to do some actual storyboarding, right? So like actual game kind of storylines, things like that, and NPC interaction. So let's get to it. What do we need to clean up? Well, we've got our old friend main here, right? We've got our kingdom, and if you notice, if we start in main, and we're going to be replacing main, I think at the end of this tutorial we're going to be replacing that with just a basic kingdom room code. If we start in main here, you'll note that this chest automatically shows up, right? It's not really filled in with anything though, and that's because there's no chest inventory layer here in main. So it doesn't really know what else to do. It executes the inventory create code in main, which is inventory creation. But it doesn't, because there's no layer to drop it in on, it just drops it on the base layer. Same thing with the kingdom, actually, right? So let's keep going with our preview here. Let's hit down, we're out in the kingdom. And we talked about, we don't really want the chest to function outside of Bob's room, right now at least. So the easiest way to take care of this, not deal with the chest in our other rooms, and rather than just adding a chest inventory layer to everything, we could actually separate this out. So if we go to basic kingdom room code, what we've been working on, we could separate out inventory creation by simply taking this chest inventory screen creation code, cutting it, going to project manager and just making it its own. And then we'll just rename this chest inventory creation. We'll associate it with just the basic kingdom room and then add an empty event and paste this in. Alright, now let's actually link it to our basic kingdom room code here by, there we go. And we'll call this chest inventory creation. There it is. And let's move it in with the other external events for our chest inventory. Now, when we run a preview from main, you'll see we don't have that same problem. Same thing out here, we don't have that problem. When we come into this room, however, this is a basic kingdom room. We can bring up our inventory chest at that point, and it still functions properly. Alright, so that's one thing that we wanted to clean up for moving forward. The next thing is, let's go to Project Manager, and let's go to our global variables, and I noticed something here that just wasn't good in terms of our consistency. Here we go. So these kingdom room ones here, right? We've been using POSX and POSY for our positioning, and we should continue to do that. So let's change these to POSX and POSY. Again, this is something that you do when you do cleanup days. You go, why did I do that? So let's change these out. Okay, that all looks good. That's going to make us have to change our code in the kingdom, right? If we go to the kingdom, and where we actually create furniture, which is, I think, actually maybe it's in the external events here. That might be where it is, not inventory check. All right, it is in either here or in our external layout, where we reference Kingdom Room creation. That's it. Okay, so Kingdom Room creation. Let's go ahead and change these to what they should be now, which is POSX and POSY. Is it okay? Same thing here. We're going to be typing a lot of different variables, so you want to be consistent. All right, and I believe that is that. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to start porting over this main room. I want to start porting that over to just a basic kingdom room. And we're going to make Bob's room this 0, right? 0 for current room is going to be Bob's. So we can actually start right here in our external event code, and we can just copy and paste what's already here. And change this to 0. Let's go in, let's change it to 0 for the room. And hit OK, and change this to 0. Alright, now that's all set up correctly. So we can create the room itself. We need to go into our global variables though. And let's take a look. Where is our actual kingdom rooms here? There's our menus. Here we go, kingdom rooms. Okay, so we've got to expand this now a little bit to include furniture, right? So we do plus the child variable here of furniture. Okay, and in furniture we have 2. We have a chest and a desk, right? So let's add 2 more child variables there. Come on. Okay, and each chest has 1, 2, 3, 4 child variables. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's is filled. the item ID, POSX, and POSY. And I think the desk has just the same thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that in. Is filled. Item ID, POSX, and POSY. Okay, and we can, of course, hard code sort of where these things are, right? If there's anything in the desk. We won't put anything in the desk for right now, but we can hard code this. Let's hit apply. Let's go get the coordinates of our desk from our main room layout. So that's 562, 121. All right, project manager, back to our global variables, 562, 121. There we go. Okay, so that's the desk. It's 562, 121. All right. And let's place the chest in the upper left. So that would be like, I don't know, let's bring it out to 120 and the Y position also at like 120. Okay, we won't put that in, we won't put anything in here yet. Let's just hit apply. And let's just see if we were in fact able to make the room. Do we need to change this first? Let's go to our kingdom now events, right? Just the regular kingdom events, and let's just change the collision to the doorway, right? So we've been changing the scene to main, but now we want to change this. We want to take from our code down here. So let's copy and paste and change the current room to 0. Okay, and we don't want to change to the main scene now. We want to change to basic kingdom room. Alright, that should be enough so that if we start a preview in the kingdom, we should be able to get into our new edition of Bob's Room. Okay, here's Bob's Room. There it is. Alright, so we're now in Bob's new room. We still have access to all of this because it's a basic kingdom room layout, and that's good. I think we'll stop there for right now because we've got some more code to change to get this up to speed.